Hi everyone, my name is Awa and welcome to my channel where I talk about my favorite hobby, my only hobby, which is knitting. And today I would like to tell you about maybe even the journey of the knitting, but not really that. About the sweater, which I once saw, I fell in love, and I just dedicated a couple of years to learn to knit to be able once to make it. And that's the sweater, you can see it here. And I would probably add some photos which inspired. I will add some photos which inspired me to do it. It's photos from one Norwegian blogger. She is wonderful, and as soon as I saw the sweater in this color combination, I just knew I wanted. But by that moment, I knitted with needles, only some swatches, just to see if I can do it. So of course that was out of the question to do this work, to start doing this work. But because of my dream to make this sweater, I start making my first sweater at the same moment. It was also color work. I'm not satisfied with it at all, although I worked it a little bit. I didn't know a lot about yarn, so I just 95% acrylic yarn. I don't like it at all. I would probably add some photos of it. I still have it as a memory of my first finished object. But yeah, so the moment when I saw this sweater, I started thinking that I need to learn how to knit. I made my first color work. I started learning the other techniques, raglan. Then I did, I think, the first time knitted something with seams. I wanted to see what I like, what to do, how to do it better. At the same moment, I was looking for the pattern. I found some Norwegian shop, also Norwegian, because I think it's originally Norwegian stars or Norwegian pattern. So I found free chart, actually even not just chart, free pattern for the sweater, not the same at all, but just with the same color work. For the absolutely not the same gauche, although at this moment I didn't know what yarn I'm going to use and how it would be, but I knew one thing: it must be oversized. So I found that, and at the same time, more or less, I found out about intriguing yarn for me, which I decided I want to try. And I felt that if I am about to do oversized color work sweater, which I was supposed to use more or less as outside clothes for the climate where I'm living, I really wear it when I go outside in winter. Sometimes it's too hot for that, and that I'm going to use it maybe on vacation with skiing. So more or less, it's not to use, it's just to have. And then I heard about the Icelandic ships and the yarn they make from it, from the brand Istex. There are different ones. Originally, I wanted and I still want to try Let Lopi, but by the time I was about to choose yarn for this project, I ended up with that. I will talk about it later. So, still around 2 years ago, I already knew that I want to make it from the Icelandic yarn, that I want to make it in these colors, and I think that's all. Then I start thinking what should be the construction of it. First thought which comes to my mind is round circle yoke. But how to do it? I saw the chart. I don't know how to fit it in a circle yoke. So, okay, not that. I have seen some options where people are making it with seams, so flat knitting and then sewing, which is great option. I know how to fit the pattern in that, I would probably be able to do it very good. But I'm unable. I'm not capable of making color work in flat. I tried. I don't like it at all. I cannot do it. I cannot keep my tension. I'm all tangled in the yarn. So no. Then I thought about a raglan, which is not practically the best probably for that, but in the end I like it. I still don't know if I were to do it now, what I would use with experience I got from this very big piece. But yeah, I ended up with raglan. Very basic raglan with, I don't remember what raglan line I made, but nothing fancy at all. But it was one stitch. So, by the time I moved from the place where I used to live to a bit to way less warm country, and where I was finally being able to order yarn from Iceland, although it's not Iceland. I started choosing. Like I knew that it should be this combination for sure. Nothing else, although it doesn't really fit maybe my wardrobe. But sometimes you just need to have something extremely outstanding, and that is a sweater. It is not a basic sweater anyway. I really wanted to try that Lopi. It is a thicker yarn, and it would be just perfect and way easier to work with. But as far as I remember, it was a year and a half ago. They just didn't have the color combination I needed either at the same moment when I needed it or like at all. I don't remember, but probably they didn't have one of these colors. So I went to Einband. It is quite thin. In 50 grams, there are 250 meters. So I made my choice to do it two strands together, which sometimes was meant for me. Well, not sometimes, all the time. It meant for me that I'm working with 4 balls at the same time, but it was worth it. So when it arrived, I was actually I don't know, but it was just the yarn of the dreams. The yarn I really wanted to touch, although it's not pretty yarn. I mean, it is not smooth at all, not tender. It's a real wool, but it's wool which protects you from wind, from snow, sometimes from rain a little bit. Yeah, it is not cashmere at all. I was very happy. The colors, they're just fantastic. I made several gauche swatches. I tried different types of rib to see what would go better on this yarn. And then I started knitting. I must say it took me approximately 6 months, because I had to do a big pause during the summer when it was very hot. And it was already quite big. I just couldn't knit it. So yeah, like -2 months out of it, which was my summer break. And I started with the neckline. I redid it several times because first I really wanted to have big, high neck. First of all, my neck is not very high, not very long to fit nicely in it, but that's not the biggest problem. The yarn like that on the bare skin of the neck, not working at all. So I had to undo it. Then I did a double neckline, and now when you fold it, but there was just something off. It didn't feel right. So I again redid it. And finally, I found something. It's quite basic, but something what I like, what fits all this sweater very well. And then we come to the biggest mistake I made with it. So it was not the first time I'm making raglan, but it was the first time I was making raglan by myself using color work. I really wanted the color work to be pretty, extremely pretty, and I really didn't want to do flat knitting, but I needed some shaping for sure. So I added short rows on the back to adjust the length of the back. but I did it in one color, in beige color, and I must say it doesn't really look good. I'm pretty sure I will add some photos. And when it came to the moment when I needed to do short rows on the neckline to make it round, well, not to make it round, just like this part, I decided that I don't want to spoil anything here, so I'm not doing it. I will keep it like that. And maybe 5-7 centimeters later, I realized that short rows during the neckline in the front, they are meant to make the neckline round and not square. And here I have wonderfully square neckline. That's the part I hate the most. But who didn't do it? Who haven't done it at least once, square raglan? So, yes. It was already done. I didn't want to change anything. I don't know. So I think I felt that it's okay. After I will block it, it will get round. It did not, but okay, mistake is done. I accept it. And after that, it was time to just do increases. Hope I made it correct, but yeah, it fits nicely, oversized, strictly oversized. Increases and wonderful color work. I will not lie, when it came after underarms, it was more than 400 stitches of color work in the round. It was not easy. Every round, I think it was taking me 20 minutes to knit, because I didn't really remember it by heart. It's not a repeat. Well, it is repeating pattern, but I don't know. It doesn't repeat often. So yeah, it was taking me like 20 minutes. Then I was knitting and another month. And when I finally finished that, also, I couldn't really finish it at any moment. I realized that it should be in the middle of the star, here or here. Here it would be too short for the wide sweater as this one. It would be too short, so I did another half of the chart. And that's why I had to do the rib not very long, because otherwise it would be already like a dress. Yeah, that's probably the part which I would do differently if I ever make it again. After that, I was able to join and continue making the sleeves, which I decided to do without any decreases, because, well, color work, I really didn't want to mess with it, and I decided it's fine, since it's like an outside clothes. It will be fine. It is actually fine. I cannot handle sleeves as wide if I am at home and I need to do stuff. But when I went skiing in this sweater, it was perfect, because I could put my gloves under it, and everything was just wonderful. It was light, it was airy, fantastic. Here, of course, I made the same rib as on the bottom, the same width, because I don't really like when it's different, unless it's meant to be different. So yeah, my sweater, it is like that. Again, I must say, I really like it, I really enjoy it, but I made mistakes, including the quantity of yarn I planned to use. Only this, the beige color, it's what as I planned. I started this. I think I started at least a little bit. So that was fine. But for the pink and purple, let's say, I planned that I will use way more. This one is not started. This one, they are not, well, maybe 2/3 of it. It's two different bows. Oops, sorry. Pink, also, this one is not started at all, and there are two more leftovers, small ones, but still. What to do with it? I don't know. It's the problems of our from the future. I just have it at home. In the end, I don't remember how much it weighs, but I think around 5, maybe 600 grams. Because, well, first of all, it is really huge. You will see it on me. Maybe you already seen it on me. It's really huge. It's very long. As far as I remember, I plan to do it 62 centimeters width, and I made it 62 centimeters width. But in the length, I just don't remember. And yet, it's extremely cool. I like it. I tend to wear it more often, more or less every time I would be going in some snowy country or for winter vacation. Not even country, maybe in our country, but when it's snow and I'm going to ski, it's just the best you can have. I love it. I feel myself as a little shiny star in the forest or somewhere else on a skiing trace. I feel myself very good, and I am extremely proud of it. Although there are mistakes, and well, I learn from my mistakes. I won't do them again, I think. So that is it. I really wanted to tell you about the sweater which brought me into knitting at the first place. Just one picture from Instagram, and I'm already into a hobby which is consuming me quite a lot right now. Uh, I learned how to sort the yarns, how to understand it better, and I'm happy about this knowledge, I must say. And I have a question for you before I say goodbye. Do you have what brought you into knitting, or maybe you also have some project which you want to do very much, but you know, or it wasn't past, you just know that it's not yet time. Uh, your hands are not as experienced yet. Your knowledge is not as big yet to make it good. Because I think that for example, maybe I rushed a little bit. Right now, I'm sure I would do it better. But I wanted to do it so badly that I just jumped into it. And thank you very much for watching it. And I hope to see you again on my channel, because I'm going to share more videos about knitting, which I think you'll find interesting. Thank you.